And that, of course, is the 1.3-litre DDIS, or that multi-jet Fiat engine that we have in India on the Swift. Same engine, and it talks about how they've reduced the carbon emission on that one. Well, here we've got another special CO2-friendly car, and this is the petrol 1.2-litre engine. Again, something you know, but it has the variable valve timing thrown in, something we don't have on the Indian Swift just yet. So perhaps Maruti will surprise us. Let's wait and see. However, the point is that this also has a start-stop engine, which means it switches off when you pull up at a red light or whatever, and well, saves you a little bit more fuel again. But that's not the part that you're really interested in. You want to know more about the new generation Swift. Well, here we go. The car has been stretched and it's been tweaked, but I can tell you, first impression, I haven't driven it, but first impression, it just looks like the same Swift. They said, you know what, we can't really change too much with it because, well, we don't really have too much to do. So all they've done is actually done that. They've just taken the old car, they've stretched it and squeezed it around, and so what you get is a slightly lengthened tail lamp cluster. You do have a different tailgate, same sort of characteristic in terms of its shape, but this is a nice little feature, sort of sleek, and the number plate comes in here, so looks a little bit different, but essentially you know it's a Swift. And is that a good thing? Well, you know, this isn't like one of those legendary cars that, oh, we don't want to mess with the way it looks. So they could have gone a little bit more radical in my view. At the back, you saw it wasn't different. On the side, again, not too different. The wheelbase has been enhanced, and that's always been my pet peeve, that the Swift is too cramped. So let's see if that's changed. It's a little bit of a dark interior here. I can tell you that it feels like very familiar territory. The cushioning on the seat is better. It's a little bit more comfortable overall, but not too much of an increase in terms of legroom. But again, this is just a first impression. But yes, for sure, the cabin has gotten a little bit bigger. In the front, again, familiar Suzuki territory when it comes to styling and plastics. You can expect something similar in terms of the layout on the Indian Swift when it arrives early next year. But again, I'm not feeling a huge change in terms of dynamic or overall cabin presence. The headroom here is better than the current Swift that we still have in India. This is a manual, and of course in Europe you do have automatic versions. Again, don't expect anything like that to come into the Indian market. The other thing I want to quickly talk about, of course, is just the way the engine compartment has been done, because, well, again, there's a bit of an enhancement in terms of overall length here of the hood. And familiar engine, the 1.2-litre. So quick glimpse at that, but not too much to write home about in terms of overall layout. It does look a little bit more spacious than the car that you have in India right now. And finally, the face of the car. Ignore the lettering, please. Just take a look at the new headlamp cluster. It's definitely grown. It's a lot bigger. It swoops down. But if you step away from the car and take a look at it from the front, it's a Swift. Again, they've not done enough here in terms of styling to sort of really qualify as a huge generation leap. So it's one thing not to mess with something that's popular, but it's another to not go radical enough to sort of justify or warrant the fact that we're calling it a new generation. So a little bit disappointing. I had seen the pictures. I did think that's what it's going to end up looking like, but I waited till I saw it in the flesh. And, well, first impression, the new Swift looks a lot like the old Swift.
Hopefully, the new Swift will drive even sportier and have good dynamics on the road to make up for the lack of originality in the next-gen styling. Ford, for its